Alright, so the first blank is going to be real numbers, of course, that's what we're talking about. And there's many different types of real numbers. Alright, the first type we're going to talk about is rational numbers, and they can be expressed as a fraction. But also, if you're looking at a decimal, rational numbers are decimals that end. Can somebody give me an example, like a decimal that stops? Like 0.25 or 0.5, anything that ends. And then one that repeats. Can somebody give me an example? Oh, no. The difference, because pi does not repeat, right? The same numbers. I'm talking about, remember in your bell ringer, 0.111111 or 0.3 repeating? That's what I mean by repeating. Okay, so those are rational numbers, either a decimal that ends or repeats. And let's put that over here. Terminating or repeating. That's a rational number. Now, an irrational number does not end or repeat. So, for example, pi, right? Because it doesn't end and it has no pattern. It's just a bunch of random numbers. Okay, so most irrational numbers are going to be square roots of non-perfect squares, if you'll underline that part. And can anybody tell me what a non-perfect square would be? 7, right? Square root of 7, we don't know it, it's just random. What else? 3, 5.
48.
What's an example of a perfect square? 9, 4. Everybody knows the difference, right? Okay. Then there's integers, and those are going to be whole numbers, so no decimals, no fractions, that are either negative or positive. Those are integers. Whole numbers, same thing, no decimals, no fractions, but it starts with 0. Underline that part. Starts with 0. And then natural numbers are whole numbers, but they start with 1, so there can't be any negative whole numbers or natural numbers. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 types of real numbers. All of these are real numbers. And here's kind of a diagram of what it looks like. All of these are real numbers, and it's either rational or irrational, and then all of these are rational numbers. And then here's some examples also of rational numbers, irrational, integers. So what I'm going to do now is write, I'll do 6 different numbers, and I want you to write them down here. And then we're going to look at these numbers and break them up into these squares to see which one they go in. So the first one's going to be 5. Write these down. -6, square root of 9, square root of 17. We'll do 1/2 and -6 over 2. Alright, let's look at the first number, 5. Is it a real number? Yes, all of these are going to be real numbers. So we'll put 5 in this box with the real numbers. Alright, now is 5 going to be rational or irrational?
Rational.
Rational. Can somebody tell me why, though? Because it ends. How do you write 5 as a decimal? 5.0. And it stops right there, correct? So it's a rational number. Alright, is it an integer? Yes, because it's a whole number, right? That's positive and negative. What about, is it a whole number?
Yes.
And is it natural? Yes. So the only thing 5 is not is irrational. We're going to put one more, I'm sorry. We're going to put 0 in there too. Alright, so next one, what about -6? Real? Yes. Is it rational or irrational? Good, because you can write it as -6.0, right? Is it an integer?
Yeah.
Alright, tell me why. Good, it can be positive or negative. Integers can, as long as it's a whole number. What about, is it a whole number? You sure? Why?
Because negative.
Whole numbers start with what number?
0.
0 and go up. So it's not a whole number. Is it a natural number? No, because natural numbers start with what? 1 and go up. Can't be negative. So the -6 is only real, rational, and an integer. What about square root of 9? Alright, we know it's real. Alright. Heidi, do we think it's going to be rational or irrational, square root of 9? Why?
Because it's like, it's the whole number.
It's not just the square root of 9, it's what? 3, which is a whole number, right? So square root of 9 is rational. Is it an integer? Yes. What about whole? What about natural? Yes. Any questions about these?
It's a little confusing.
It'll get there. You just got to memorize them. Alright, square root of 17. Is it real? Yes, all of these are going to be real. Alright, is it rational or irrational? Why, Cyrus? It's not a perfect square. Good. Square root of 17. And type it in your calculator. I want you to see what it looks like in your calculator. I'll do it in mine too. It's going to be this one, so you have one second, and then that one, and then 17.
4.12.
And see how it's got no pattern?
Yeah.
You can't really guess what the next number is going to be because it's just random. It's irrational. So this is going to go under irrational, square root of 17. If it's not a rational number, if it's irrational, do you think it could be an integer, whole number, or natural?
No.
No. So once you found out that a number is irrational, it can't be anything but real and rational, nothing else. Okay? All right, 3 more. All right, the number 1/2, Justin. Is it real?
Yes.
All right. Is it rational or irrational, Justin?
Rational.
All right, why? Go ahead. Because what stops? Yeah, it's 0.5 as a decimal, right? And if you don't know that, just do 1 divided by 2. And that ends. So this will be a rational number. Will it be an integer? Why? Because why? Good. It's a decimal or a fraction, so it can't be an integer. What about whole number?
No.
Natural number?
Yes. No, because that's
Good. All of these have to, can any of these include fractions or decimals? No. None of these 3 can. So that's it for that one. Is this somebody's rock star?
Yeah, I put it there because I don't want to steal it.
Oh, okay. Pass that back for me. Alright, 2 more. Alright, Carson, -6 over 2. We know it's a real number. Do you think it's irrational or rational?
irrational.
Irrational? Why?
I don't know.
Okay. Jarius, why do you think it's rational? What now? It's the same thing as what? I heard you.
-3.
Good. It's the same thing as -3. Doesn't that end? -3.0?
Yeah.
So it's going to be rational. So -6 over 2. Alright, Austin, is it going to be an integer?
Yes.
Why?
Isn't it because it breaks down to -3?
Good, which is a whole number. It's not a decimal or fraction. And why can it be an integer? Besides the fact that it is not a fraction or a decimal. Integers can be what? Negative or positive. Good. Can it be a whole number or natural? No, because whole numbers go from 0 and up. Naturals go from 1 and up. Alright, last one, 0. Alright, it's real. We know that. Rational or irrational? Rational, good, because it ends. 0.0 stops. Alright, is it an integer?
Yes.
Why?
Starts with 0.
Or positive, right? What about whole number? Because it starts with what?
Zero.
Can 0 be a natural number?
No.
No, because it starts with 1. Yes.
How can 0 be an integer? Like, you can't have negative 0.
I know. But the numbers go from negative to positive, so on the number line it's not going to skip 0 if it goes from
Oh.
negative to positive. It's going to have to include it. I get what you're saying. Alright, so how do we feel about these?
It's easy.
Easy-ish?
Yeah.
Okay, flip it over. We're just going to do 1 through 8, but here's how I want you to do it. So this is kind of like how they'll look on your test. It'll say name the numbers to which each number belongs. And here's the abbreviations that you'll need to write down. Real number, all you're going to put is an R. Yeah, sorry. Alright, rational, we can't put R, right, for rational, so we're going to use Q. That's what you use. Q means rational. Anybody know why, or want to guess why? Because it can be written as a quotient, as a fraction. Alright, irrational is just going to be I. Well, then for integers, we can't use I, so we're going to use Z.
What is there a reason for that?
I don't know the reason for that one.
What is it?
This is Z. I just put a line through mine so they won't look like 2's. Or, yeah. Okay, so the next one's going to be natural numbers. That's just N. Whole numbers are just W. So when I ask you name the sets of numbers to which each number belongs, you don't have to write out the word. You can just put the letter beside it. Okay, so for number 1, tell me one of the letters to write beside it. Guy.
Real.
Okay, so R. Jairus, give me another letter. Okay. Megan, give me another letter. What now? N? Okay, that would mean that natural numbers start with what? 1. So if it's negative, it can't be natural. What's the other one I'm looking for? Z. Good. It's an integer.
Oh,
And it can't be natural or whole because this number is what? Negative. Does everybody understand? Alright, for 4 over 9, Levi, give me one letter.
It's a one piece. No,
Go ahead.
it's not a real one.
It's real. All of these are real. Carson, give me another letter.
It's a whole number. No. Yeah, I.
Mm-mm.
It's
It's Q.
Oh.
And let me show you the easiest way to do this to see if it's rational or irrational. Take your calculator, and all you have to do is type in, this is 4 divided by 9.
Oh, it has.
See how it's repeating? So if it's repeating or it ends, it's going to be what? Rational. Good. Can it be integer, natural, or whole? Because this is a what? Decimal or fraction. Good. Alright, square root of 95. Jessica, give me one letter. I. Very good. What's the other one we need? R. Can it be anything else? Nope. And remember, if it's real and irrational, it can't be anything else. Can't be rational, whole, integer, or natural. So you could stop there. Alright, Eric, give me one letter for 5. Good. Alright, Justin, give me another letter for 5. Okay. Jabari, give me another one. Good. Caitlin, give me another one. W, we already got that one. Okay. Wyatt, give me another one. Georgia, give me the last one we need. Z's already up there. Go ahead, R. All of them are real. Do you know what a number is if it's not real? Imaginary, but we won't get into that. Alright, last one we'll do. Diego, give me one of them. Alright, Heidi. Austin.
Q.
Alande.
W. Oh, we already got that. N.
Mackie. Very good. Any other ones? Nope. Very good. Alright, we will start on number 6 tomorrow, so don't lose it. Just a reminder that if you do not finish your quiz, you'll need to come 0 period to finish it, unless you want me to grade it like it is. Yes, Eric. You need to see this? Okay.
These people weren't wanting to walk from work. I was planning on parking. I was gonna park at the parking lot. I decided not to. I would've been late if I tried that.
Because I wasn't using that during school. Because it was yeah. So I just didn't. My mom was like, I don't know what it is.
You find it?
Yeah, I had to find it. Would you like some?
Oh.
Would you like some seafood? That's I got this.
Where did you get that from? For how much?
Like 30.
If you check one of my calculators or pencils,
No, no short. Oh, the pencil.
make sure you turn it in.
I'm going to like Wednesday. I don't think so. I'll have to look Wednesday because I'm not ready for this.
You're getting fired.
That's, I would have done it. I would have showed up the I should
I tried to
have
call
but
him.
not to work.
I tried to call him, but he never answered.
You tried to call it.
Call him.
I wasn't even